Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2023 Cadillac Escalade, but this has the V engine in it. And that makes this vehicle bold, distinguished, and it is a monster. We're gonna take it for a test drive, so you wanna make sure to hang out with us. Let's get started with looking at the exterior of this vehicle, because I gotta show you some really cool things. First off, you got your LED headlights. Then you got this massive black grille and that gigantic Cadillac logo, just to let everybody know who's looking in the rearview mirror. This thing's coming up behind you and it's coming up quick. That is for sure. You got a splitter down here, so it's got that same look as the BlackWing, but this thing is a gigantic SUV. One of the first things you're gonna notice is these gigantic alloy wheels. They're Bridgestone and they're 22. They're rated for mud and snow, but this is a really great all-season tire. The best part about this is the whoa power. You got massive go power and you've got 6-piston Brembos on this, and this will stop this gigantic vehicle. It has a towing capacity of 8,200 pounds. Cadillac's 4-year, 50,000-mile basic warranty and has a 6-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty. And that's pretty average for the class, but you also get 6 years of roadside service and 1 year of scheduled maintenance. One of the things that denotes this vehicle as a V is this gigantic V on the side of the vehicle, just like you're gonna see with the BlackWings. You'll also notice this has retractable running boards. You'll notice that this Cadillac looks the same from behind as the other Escalades. LED taillights, you've got your third brake light integrated into here, as well as that wiper blade tucked up underneath, which is one of the smartest design moves you can do, because those wiper blades are expensive and also it saves you on wear and tear. You'll also see that there's a protective coating here on the rear for when you lift things in. You got your class 3 towing hidden behind here. Dual exhaust, you can really hear the sound of this vehicle, and they even put splitters back here in this valance so you can really get the best control on high speeds. Taking a look at the technology and features for this Cadillac, you'll see that this is all normal controls you'd see before. Nothing is different. Paddle shifters in case you need it. And of course, your wiper blades for front and rear, and your lighting is right there. On the left side of the gauge cluster, you've got all the controls, so you can see what's going on in front of you. There's the map. That changes it to a camera. This changes it to night vision at night. You can set up your head-up display. Over here you get your different drive modes, which include Sport, Snow and Ice, Tow Haul, My Mode, Touring, and there's that Sport button. Further down you've got trailer brakes, lighting, of course your parking brake, and that V logo there, just to let everyone know you're driving a V. Remind yourself continuously. Heated and ventilated 3-stage seats, whether you want the air or heat. The gauges are easy to use and easy to reach. Over to your center screen, normal controls are over here. The center screen, your audio system, AKG audio, get your navigation set up right there, touch that button. Also there's dials and other buttons. Your phone setup is here. And then of course you've got your cameras if you need it and additional information. It's all right here, vehicle information, all right there. Again, you can go through that screen or use Alexa or any of the other things that you need right in here. Satellite radio, video recorder, ambient lighting, literally everything you need and more apps are all right here and easy to use. Further down, notice that Cadillac shape, that is there again. You'll notice it in a lot of things in this vehicle. That's all of your climate control. In front of the shifter, you got your auto hold, your V button, which you've got to have that on to get all the performance. Your lane departure warning. This is your Cadillac shifter, which we've seen before. Further back, you have all the controls for the center screen in case you choose to go that route. And there's your wireless charging. On the left side, you've got 2 more charge ports, storage where that cool red key is, and cup holders that will keep things cool. In the center console is an optional chiller. And yes, that will allow you to put baby formula, drinks, whatever you want, but we got plenty of water here. On the upper center console, you've got OnStar, garage controls, and additional controls for folding the seats. Here in the second row, the seats are adjustable fore and aft, as well as reclining, which is good for child safety seats. There are latch systems on this, and there are armrests, which is nice if you want to sit back here in the lap of luxury. Huge screens in front of you, as well as wireless headsets, and there is enough for all 4 people in those 4 positions. I'm sure you could order a 5th one for the center if it didn't have it with it. But what's neat about this is you can watch Hulu, YouTube, you can hook up your HDMI cable, get what you need. The vehicle is really designed as a family vehicle. The sunroof goes all the way back, which I think is important. There's ventilation, there's audio system, there's lighting. They really thought about who's using this vehicle. Even behind the center console, you've got heated seats, another source of climate control, all of your plugs for your charging, as well as an HDMI and an outlet. That's pretty good because whoever's sitting back here has to be as comfortable as in the front seat. Here in the third row, it is a little bit tight, but if you're an adult and I'm 5'8", I'm mostly legs, I can sit back here without my knees hitting the seat. Also, there's a little bit less headroom on the outboard seating. It's important to know that in the third row, there is no latch system on our test vehicle. For any of the seats in the third row, that would only mean the second row, so adults would have to sit back here. There is cup holders back here. There's a USB-C charge port on each side. You have your own vent, lighting, and a little hook for hanging whatever it is you might want to hang. Overall, this vehicle is super comfortable, tons of space, not a lot of storage in the third row, and it's a little bit more plasticky back here, but overall, it is really a nice vehicle, and it's a Cadillac, so you gotta expect the best. Under the hood of the Escalade V is a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 engine with 682 horsepower and 653 pound-feet of torque. There's also a V button that allows the driver to switch into that V mode immediately. Very similar to the one you see on the CT5 BlackWing or the CT4, but this one has a bigger supercharger. Backed by a 10-speed automatic transmission and full-time all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 time, 4.4 seconds, 16 miles to the gallon combined. Hear that? That's not manufactured. That's real engine noise. This is a very large vehicle going around corners. That's one of the things you're going to notice. There's nothing you can really do to make it feel smaller. I mean, it's a big vehicle, and it has nice power. I like it. So one of the things that you have to get used to is the size of this vehicle. If you're used to driving 3-row full-size SUVs, you'll have no problem getting used to this vehicle. Some of the crosswinds we found earlier in the day means that you really got to keep your hands on the steering wheel, which you should be doing anyhow, but this has a lot of wind resistance, even though it's pretty aerodynamic considering its size. Love the sound of this exhaust. Sounds great, vehicle looks good, and the thing is, the brakes are great, and you do need big stopping power for a vehicle of this size with this kind of performance. Now with the safety features that are in this, you can turn them on or shut them off, whatever you need. If you're hauling a trailer, you'll be glad you have this vehicle. It pulls over 8,000 pounds. It also has trailer brakes, which I think is really important for a vehicle of this size. You don't want to rely on the brakes on the trailer, so you don't want a surge application. You want electrical connections, and there is that connections behind the cover below the rear bumper. So they've really thought about all the possibilities of using this to haul a trailer, a camper, race cars, whatever it might be. Don't be surprised, there are a lot of people that use Escalades to haul to the racetrack because these things have storage, they have capability, they even have off-road capability. It's not an off-road vehicle, but if you have to go off into the dirt, you're not going to get stuck. They really thought about, like I said, who's using this vehicle. Now, you want some additional power, there is a V button in front of this. I love the V-Power. It's right in front, in the middle button in front of the shifter. Gives you instant power. It doesn't stay on forever. You have to go back and hit it if you want it on again. The idea is it's a burst or a boost of power, because remember, this has a larger supercharger than on the BlackWing cars. But this looks like it belongs in that family for sure. When it comes to visibility for a vehicle of this size, you do have a high seating position. You also have an around view camera and a backup camera, which is needed. Otherwise, you're going to have some limitations. The seats are comfortable, but not as comfortable as that of the Mercedes. Of course, the Mercedes is more expensive. It has massaging seats, heated seats, air-cooled seats, and tons of adjustments. The second row is pretty comfortable. Even the third row has some comfort to it, and it's designed for adults. It's not necessarily designed for children. Remember, you can only get 2 child safety seats in this vehicle, and that's something that may be important to you. I think of all the tech features that are in this vehicle that are standard, I'd love to see Super Cruise. I think it's one of the most advanced systems that's on the market. There's no such thing as autonomous driving. This is a level 2 setup, which is lane centering. It accelerates, it changes lanes, it does all of that. It is the most advanced system out there. Mercedes is working on a level 3. There are 5 different levels. And even though people think Tesla has it, it is not an autonomous vehicle. That autopilot is misnamed because it gives people the impression that there is self-driving, which there is not. The ride is really nice, and everyone should have a comfortable ride. When you come around to the back of the Cadillac Escalade, there is a ton of space. And that is one of the things that this vehicle is about. Transporting adults or transporting a lot of cargo. So these seats do fold down. There are buttons here on the inside to make these seats fold flat, both the third row and the second row, so you can get that cargo in there as needed. Check out that very cool V key fob. It matches the color of the vehicle, much like a Porsche type of feature. Pretty cool. When it comes to pricing for this Cadillac V, it starts at $148,100. However, you can start adding in those extra features, which include Super Cruise, night vision, a lot of things that make this vehicle even more special. And our test vehicle came in at $151,000, which actually isn't too bad considering the vehicles that are in this class. You're looking at Mercedes-Benz and a lot of other larger SUVs, including the Lincoln. But they don't have this big motor. Unless you're looking at the Mercedes, then you're at AMG, and then you're probably twice the price. So you really have to look at what you're getting for your money. This is a limited production, so if you're thinking about a V engine in a Cadillac Escalade, this is certainly one you want to consider. When it comes to the pros and cons of this vehicle, it has Super Cruise, which is fantastic and I think is worth adding that on. It has big performance and great stopping power, as well as a very large screen, which excellent technology. They've done a great job giving you literally everything at this price point. Although that may seem like a lot of money for most, you're getting a lot of value compared to some of the other cars in this category. On the negative side, this is a very large vehicle, and when there's crosswinds, sometimes it's a little more difficult, but overall we found it had really great handling. When you get into the third row, we found that their touch points are a little less quality than that of the second and third row. I know you can't have it quality, top of the line all the way back, but this is something that you need to consider. But it does hold 3 rows of adults comfortably, and that's really important. Wireless headsets, great technology, and overall, I'm really, really impressed with this vehicle. Now, there is a lot more on this Cadillac V-Series that we didn't get a chance to cover. We only had it for the day. Usually we get vehicles for a week, so we're working on getting this vehicle for a longer term. We can go back and give you some more details, put this thing on a track maybe. That could be a lot of fun. But overall, the Cadillac V-Series is a very limited production. If you're thinking about buying one, you want to move on this quickly because they will be gone. If you have additional questions on things we didn't cover, put it in the comments down below. If you ordered one, you're excited, we want to hear that. And if you bought something else, what did you order and why did you order that? We want to open that conversation. If you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you want more details and more opinions on this vehicle, check out our website, our podcast, as well as our social media. All that's down in the description below. We appreciate your support on our Patreon page, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.